Good morning, and welcome to bright and sunny Winnipeg. Gotta clean up this model table. Anyway, we are almost done. Step 31. Yeah. Anyway, there was a viewer who used to always comment in rhyme. We did that back and forth for about a year. And then one day he sends me a comment and he says, "It's been fun." In other words, he'd had enough. He didn't comment anymore. Anyway, we are probably going to almost be done step 31 today. But it may not be in today's episode, because today's episode has a horrendously long rollback, which we are going to get into very shortly. And we'll see how we got to this place right here. And I'm going to just continue on here. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. The day is early. I guess we'll know by the end of the day how it went. In the meantime, let's roll back. Okay, we left off yesterday's episode with gluing our railing onto the little platform here, and it has actually come out quite nicely. We'll take a closer look at it after we get the antennas mounted on the rest of the mast here, and we'll put this on the rotator and spin it around and you'll get a nice look. However, if I recall, when we were trying to bend these before, I think it's about 2 weeks ago now, I was having a problem, like this Y-shaped thing has to be bent up and back a little bit, so it will come. So let me very carefully turn this over here. Okay. Now, okay, let me check the monitor. Can you actually see that? Yeah, okay. So what's supposed to happen is the antenna, one would sit on the top and one would go part way down. And this Y-shaped thing, as you recall, bends back and fastens on this little protrusion here that doesn't show up all that well. But anyway, I was having a problem getting it bending that Y without twisting on this part and this part. So we're gonna have to be more careful. It seems to me we had a bit of a problem getting it underneath the photo etch bed. I'm thinking I might have to rig something else up here, because I can't put this all the way in. Because the shaft for this goes all the way through, so it just won't go all the way through. And I'm going to end up bending this if I'm not careful here. Now there is another way I could do it. I could turn it around like this and have this pointy part go in between this one and this one, or this one and this one. Either way it'd work. And try it that way, but I would prefer to be able to watch and see that this piece here that I'm touching right now is not actually twisting. Whereas if I've got it underneath the nose, you would think that it's not twisting, but it might be a little bit. So I'm going to have to come up with something here. That blade that I sometimes use, I'm wondering if I can't maybe somehow use that. I'm just going to recompose here. Okay, I'm sure you're going to remember having seen this blade before. We used it to get underneath a part and lift it up. Now, this blade is not underneath the bending bar. It's if I put it under the bending bar and then run the bar down on top of it and use Andy's bender as a clamp here, it has a tendency to only push down on the one side and actually lift the other side up. And I've got it taped on here so that it's not going to move around at all. It's also taped at the back here that you can't see. And what I want to try to do is get it underneath so that at least half of this cross piece that we're coming down on is going to be pressed down on. Now, I'm just trying to reposition myself here so I can look directly straight down on it. I'll be able to see a little better. Okay, that's not too bad. Could come in just a little bit more on this side. Or something different to poke with. Maybe the knife here would be better. There. Okay, a little bit more maybe. For some reason it keeps coming. I don't know, that's, excuse me, maybe. Okay, now here's the plan. Let me check the monitor to make sure I haven't moved Andy's bender here without knowing it. Nope, still there. Okay, now if I press down quite firmly here with Mr. T's poking device, hopefully when I come underneath here with the number 18 blade, now I don't want to, see, I don't want this thing to twist. No, it's not quite right here. It's got to go further underneath the blade. Maybe I'll use the end of the wax pencil here. That might work better. Just bring it right in like that. See, I'd like it to stay there. That's pretty good. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I'm pressing down fairly firmly, but you know, every time I press down, it sort of goes this way. Okay, we got it. At least I think we've got it. Now press down and then fold this up. Now it actually has to go back a little bit if I remember right. But it has come up against, okay, it's actually come up against the sharp edge of the blade, so I'm going to release it here and let it come out just a little if we can. At least it didn't twist it. Okay. There, we can tweak it up afterwards, after we get it onto the mast. Now, excuse me. I'm thinking that possibly it almost appears that it did twist it. It did twist these just a little bit, but not seriously. Now, it could be I bent it the wrong way too. Were the folding lines on the top? Does anybody remember? Yeah, I can sort of see them there. Yeah, I think the folding lines were on the top. Okay, let's do the other one. I'm just going to recompose here a little bit. Okay. Let's see if we have better luck with this one. Try and get it centered. I don't think it's going to make too much difference. It was off a millimeter or two one way or the other. Now, looking straight down on it, I can see the folding lines quite clearly off the edge of this blade here. And I think we about have it this time. Let's see what happens when we press down. Okay. Now pressing down quite firmly, actually. You know what? I think I pushed right through the rubber, and I've got the pointy part coming through. Yeah, I'm going to have to be careful I don't poke myself here. I just could maybe go just a little bit more. Okay. All right. Let's get those on the mast. Now we do have a ladder here that has to go on, but I'm not going to put that on until after this is mounted on the starfish, because I think the bottom of the ladder is dependent on where the base of the starfish is, like the platform. I think that's where the bottom of the ladder starts, and if I put it on now, it could be that I'm going to have it too low. All right. Now we want this little Y that we just bent here to be able to go onto this piece right here. And where's my tweezers here? I'll use the rubber ones. I'm having trouble grabbing hold of it without bending it here. Now, it's got to go something down like this. And then I believe this goes in here. But not like that. So let me find something else to grab it here with. Don't know what is better though. So I have to be so careful when I try to get it off that I don't bend these very, very delicate little antenna thingies. You know, I might be better off taking this thing out and just shaking it off like this. There we go. That way there's not too much danger of bending it. Okay, have I got this the right way around? No, I don't. It's a rather tight fit there in this hole. Maybe I should enlarge that hole just a little bit, so I'm not putting any extra stress on this mast. Okay, let's try this again here. I'm going to put on a stronger pair of glasses too. Where are they? Okay, I moved myself in a little bit. I can see better what I'm doing. This just does not want to go. Oh my, here we go again. I was lucky. I don't think I bent it. Well, I'm just going to have to recompose here. Okay, I'm going to try it with different tweezers this time. No, it's supposed to fit right on the top of. It just does not want to go. I wonder if I was to maybe enlarge the photo etch gap. I'm going to just try and do that. I'm going to have to do that off camera, I guess. Or maybe not. Okay. Now, I would prefer that I could turn the blade this way, except that this thing is in the road here. I can't get in there, so I've got to go like this. Now, I have just sharpened this on the, I've just honed it, sharpened and honed it. So this blade is probably very, very sharp, and I just want to make it more like a V instead of having two parallel slots. So I'm just going to try and take off just a sliver here, just a sliver. I don't want to take off too much or the thing isn't going to stay on. Yeah, it slipped off. Ooh. There. Okay, let's give it a try now. Okay, we are back to where we were. I'm wondering if maybe I should have maybe tried to sand that a little bit. Well, let's try it first. Well, there is another thing I could do. I guess I could probably put a tiny bit of CA, or not CA, but Tamiya extra thin on it and soften the plastic. The problem is then I'm going to weaken that spot. I'm just trying to force it on. It's kind of going there. It's kind of going. Maybe if I could rock it back and forth. I'm probably taking it terribly out of focus here. There. It's on. It's on. Okay. Let's see if we can get it squared up here and level. And then we'll put a little bit of CA glue on it. I'm pretty sure it's all the way down. And then we want to get it so that this piece here is right on that protrusion. Maybe what I should be doing is gluing it onto the protrusion first, because it seems that when we get it on there, everything is pretty much square. Well, not really. There. Okay, let me just look at this here. That actually looks pretty good. Now, is our, you know what, our CA glue is has hardened here. Okay, I'm just going to have to push stop for a minute and get reorganized. Now, let's not knock it off. We just want to drop a little bit on there. Well, I'm hoping that it went between the photo etch and the plastic. I think it did. I think it did. Let me come at it from a different angle here. Let's see if I can get it so that only the CA glue touches it. Oh, I think I knocked it off. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I'm guessing probably about 5 minutes has passed here now. I did not use the curing agent. Maybe I should have. I just want this to run down. Okay, I think that'll be fairly strong. Now, I'm going to reinforce this just a little bit here. Okay, now, hopefully this one's going to go better. Now, as you can see, I've got CA glue on my finger there. I should maybe bend this Y bracket out just a little bit. I'm going to take it back off here. If I can. Okay, once again, fortunately I can cut out the dead spots. That took me a couple of minutes to grab hold of it the way I wanted to. And about 10 minutes ago, I accidentally had it spring out of my hand onto the plywood floor. Now the plywood, of course, has a whole bunch of little, grooves in it and so on that this will just blend right into. It'd be nice if I could get it so that it's sitting flat on the top. Now if I was to maybe take it off and bend it just a tiny bit more, or maybe what I should do is, see, it's not quite level. It's sort of sloped like this. Maybe you can't see it from your perspective, but I sort of can. Yeah, that just won't quite stay there. It's okay. I'm going to take it off and bend it just a little bit more here. And once again, I'll cut out the dead spots. Okay, well this time the dead spot wasn't too bad. Let's see what we got here. See if I bent it too much maybe now. Okay. Okay, that is almost perfect. It's not square on the, whoops. Don't want to hear any whoopses. That's getting worse. There, except it's not straight now, it's crooked. It's sort of, there. Okay. Don't anybody breathe. It's almost perfect. It'd be nice if this piece that comes down at the bottom of the Y was a little bit more in the center of this tongue that comes out from the mast, but if I try to move it, I'm probably going to just knock it right off. There. Okay. Now, I get a little bit on there. Just touch it. If I could just get it to wick down. I don't think I got it. Oh! Does it look like I got any on? I think I did. Yeah, I think I got it. All right. Now what about the top? Okay, that will be a good joint, and the sad part of it is I'm probably going to accidentally break it off. I'm going to be extra careful. Well, we are slowly working our way through step 31 here. We've basically got this part of it done, except that I did put the wrong guns on. If you remember, we later found the correct ones. I think it was Mr. T pointed it out, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put these together off camera, paint them up, probably paint them up with the 56, the same as these. And I was thinking of, replacing them, but about 10 minutes ago or so I was looking at this part and I was trying to decide, should I try and, twist these guns out of here so I can replace them? And I think what would happen is I'd end up, breaking the pedestal. Or breaking the photo etch part or something like that. There's just too much delicate stuff on these that I'd end up breaking. And I think what I'll do is when I get to the place where these guns should have gone on the deck, I'll just put run. Okay, should I reshoot that? No, I show everything, don't I? Okay, I think what I'll do is I'll just put these guns on in their place, and nobody's going to know. That is, if we get that far. At the rate I'm going here, I'm knocking stuff over. Now, let's move this out of the way before it happens again. Now, right in here, where the connection, where the Y's connected, I did reinforce that with CA medium. If you put your strong glasses on and look really close, you can see that there is a little bit, maybe what some people might call excess glue there, but I think there's a lot less chance of me breaking these off if I catch them on something. Okay, so in other words, we're done this section, and we're done this section here. We've made our little railing and glued it on. We've made the antennas and glued them on. We've made this, and that's what oh, for heaven's sakes, we've made this, so that's done. Maybe I better find something different here. Oh, I know what's happening. When I'm grabbing these, I'm instinctively squeezing on them, and I shouldn't be. Okay, yeah, these are self-locking tweezers. All right, enough of that. So this here is on. What this step here wants us to drop the mast down into this hole here, and it goes right through down to the bottom. Then we can put the ladder on, which is in this last step. So basically you might say we've just got this last section here. There's those two little pieces, like one of the viewers was mentioning that on his Nelson, the Nelson does not have that part that comes out of the end there that you probably can't see. I doubt very much if you can actually see it. I can just barely see it. And so I think I mentioned to him I'm probably going to end up accidentally breaking it off anyway. Yeah, he was suggesting I just remove it because he was almost sure it was flashing, and so am I actually. But it was kind of fun to look at, wasn't it? Okay, then we got this long ladder to put on. I must be getting overtired here. I'm starting to ramble here. What do we got? 19, almost 20 minutes after 7. I think it's time to call it a night. I'm going to find something nice to watch on YouTube. Maybe I'll watch that Japanese guy walking around Tokyo holding a camera in front of him. That's always relaxing. He calls himself, I think it's Rambalak or something. I've been watching him off and on for about 2 years or more now. Oh, and there's a little ladder here. Okay, so there's two of those boom things. There's the little one that we just looked at, and then there's a bigger one here, D7. Okay, that's it. We'll see you in the morning. Well, it is morning, and I have not tried this yet. So I don't know if I'm going to have to drill this hole out or not. I don't think I will. But we'll soon find out, because it's going to be the first time. No, it's gonna fit. Okay, now we got to get it to fit in that little bracket down in the bottom. Let's recompose here. Now I was noticing when I dropped this down that we seem to be having a, you might say, an unusually tight fit right here, and it doesn't allow me to get this peg in the hole on the bottom. I wonder if maybe I could I control it better with my fingers? It's just that my fingers are so clumsy. Now, I did have it here very, very close. So what is this catching? Oh, I see. It wasn't up high enough. It almost makes it. I gotta wedge it up here. I think once I get it in there, I'm just going to glue it in place, and just about a millimeter Is it a case of that hole is too small and doesn't want to go drop in there? Maybe I'll slip on the macro lens. Okay, let's try this again here. I'm going to have to pull the mast back up. It fell all the way through here. And I have the tripod sort of taped down to the table. That way it's not going to move too badly out of the field of view here. Now I've got to try and get this maybe if I was to twist it a bit. Oops, I don't want to break it. Why is that not going down? Is it a case of it's almost going? Let me check the monitor. You know, I think if I was to put a little bit of CA thin on that, maybe if I was to pull it back out, then get some CA on in the hole. I don't mean CA, I mean, to me, extra thin. Okay, now let's get this twisted so that it's going to be the right orientation. In other words, the upper masts will be at the same plane as the, or same angle as the everything else, the starfish and what have you. Okay, I do believe that's going to be all right. Okay, let's just move up about 2 centimeters and glue it where it comes through the starfish. I don't think we need to glue it very much though. Okay, now here's my thinking on this. If I put a little bit of glue right there, unless it's a different kind of glue other than a solvent glue, the solvent glue is going to weaken the mast right there at that place. And it will be easier to accidentally break the mast off if I accidentally bump against it, which is a good possibility. I mean, we're not done yet. I got to paint this. And I'm going to be twisting it this way and that way, and there is a chance that I could accidentally break it off if it was weak right there, which it would be if I put some extra thin on there. Now I know that the extra thin, when it evaporates out of the plastic should go back and be strong, but now I could maybe put a little bit of glue right there where it's touching the this thing. They tell me that this is actually a radar unit or something in behind there. I guess maybe it was. I don't know. What do I know, right? Anyway, let's think about this for a moment. I think I'm going to think about it for a while. Yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.